So Susan and I met, and it was like a sister from another mother, and immediately we knew we had so many things in common. The first is that we both could kind of detect BS. And we call people out on it.
Well, you know what? This is what I say to people. When you meet somebody that you feel like you've known for 1,000 years, guess what? You have. Okay? That's called past lives. And your souls were connected. And your souls remember the feeling. It never really remembers the instance, but it's like, hey, I like her soul. She's familiar to me. I feel at home. Just like when you meet somebody for the first time and that person bugs you. And you know what? That person maybe didn't do anything in this lifetime for you to feel this way.
But they killed you in another one.
Right. And guess what? Listen to what you're feeling. If it's saying, you know what? Don't be rude, but get your blockers up. Okay? So I do believe that. So the familiarity that Jen and I had was very, very strong. And we could talk and talk and talk, and it was, it wasn't somebody that you meet and you're trying to find things to talk about. Effortless.
It was.
Right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. And I love Susan too, because in all the psychic mediums and healers, and for those who don't know, my name is Jenniffer Weigel. I've done this kind of interview style for a good couple of decades now. Before I was talking to people who talk to dead people, I was on the highway saying, it's raining out, back to you. I was one of those reporters, everything's wrong, back to you, fires, hit and runs, accidents, all of that. I started in radio and then moved to television and then went back to radio and then started my own production company, and now I feel like I tell the stories that matter. I want to try to inspire people and connect the dots, and connect community and help people heal through storytelling. And so that's what we're doing. So thank you very much. So we want to heal people one story at a time. And there's a lot of pain that happens when you have significant loss. I lost my father, and that's when I started going down this road, because he was only 56 when he died of a brain tumor. I'm 51 years old, that's in 5 years, and it's just like, if you really only had very limited time, what would you do with your life? How would you deal in? How would you treat other people? Do you want to haggle over small little things, or do you want to think big picture and speak from your heart and have true heartfelt connections? But it's really hard to have heartfelt connections when you're grieving. And I know this from dealing with it. I watched 3 people take their last breath. That's not fun. A lot of people here have had significant losses, and loss can shut you down. But one thing that, Susan, you found in your work every day, reading after reading after reading, with people having significant loss, especially with the pandemic and everything that's happened, you hear from them on the other side. And so we were talking about what do we want to really focus on today. And Susan's had a few near-death experiences too, okay? So she's died, and let's talk about it. So her filters are incredibly tapped in. And I have found that people who have had those near-death experiences and come back and live to talk about it have new antenna, they have new wiring, and they can see things that my mind cannot.
Right.
But we are all intuitive, we are all born with intuition. It's a muscle we can choose to work on if we choose to work on it, but it's like going to the gym. You can't just go run a marathon tomorrow if you've never run at least 5 miles, maybe 13, right? 26 miles is a long haul. So build up your intuitive muscles. Listen to that little whisper like I was hearing with my PA system that I didn't bring. So Susan has that wiring. The wiring is different than mine. It'll help you connect to your loved ones on the other side. She also sees psychic stuff. Let's talk about that a little bit. So what you see of the spirits on the other side, for those who do not know, from your filter of having 3 near-death experiences, 3?
2.
2. Okay, thank God, I'm killing you more than you could die. 2 near-death experiences, still, it's more than I ever want, right? So, what happens when the soul leaves? This is our shell. Our soul and our spirit goes on, and you see them happy. You see them wanting us to be happy. You see them smiling. You see them at significant events. Explain to this room what you think is going on with your knowledge.
I love the question, because this is a question that I have to go through probably about 18 to 24 times a day with various different people. And when you lose someone you love, it's an amputation without the anesthetic, is what I call it, okay? But it's funny, when I do a reading, and they always come through, they don't come on command. Sometimes I have people that are in my office and they'll say, I want to make contact, where is he? And I'm like, shh. I said, they're gonna come when they want to come, okay? So be open to that. But here's the thing, when I make contact, the first thing that I see is how wonderfully perfect that they are. If they had pain, they are pain-free. They are in their best place of an era that they loved the best. Okay? So if you have a mother that died maybe later in life, I can see her in her 30s or her 40s doing something that she always did and the dress that she always wore. And they're like, oh my God, I remember this when I was a kid. They are coming because they are perfect. Now you're going to say, well, what is perfect? Let's just put it to you this way. They have no jealousy. They have no pain. And all they want is to come through and show you what they look like now. Here's the problem. When our loved ones pass, we still have the image of how they struggled. And we're holding on to that horrible struggle. They're coming through to let us know that they're not struggling. The minute that they close their eyes, over. That soul emerges out of the body and they are perfect. And they're looking at their decrepit body like, oh, it's so good that it's over. Especially people that have suffered. Okay? So when I say this to you, it's very important. And when I make contact, it isn't just saying they're fine. I have to prove to them what they're doing now, what they passed from, how horrible the pain was. And let me tell you, when I do these sessions, my body feels every pain that they went through. I've had brain tumors, I've had cancer, I've had ALS. I can tell you what each of it feels like. It's not pretty. Because now you're going to say, well, why? Because they want me to know what they passed from, because first clue, they want their loved ones to know that this is really them. And it's really sad. But you know what? As soon as they confirm, pain instantly gone. It's gone.
So you don't sit there the whole reading in pain?
No, 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay, so it comes and goes, and then that's the way that your filter has figured out that when you feel pain in the head, when you're talking to me about my dad had brain cancer, you feel the pain in the head.
Absolutely.
And then you say, this is your dad, I think, did he have brain cancer? And I say, yes, and then it's gone.
Right.
Okay.
That's affirmation that he's here. Okay?
Right.
But you have to understand that. This is why they come in your dreams, and probably 9 out of 10 times they will. And I will bet everything I own, when they come in your dreams, they look perfect. And that's why they're coming. And it's not a dream, it's real. It's really that they're visiting you, showing you, hey, guess what? I'm here, look, I'm good, I'm whole. They're here to calm you down. The last thing I want to say is a spirit is very much alive. That's why I never say they're dead. I never use the word dead because they're not dead. Okay. The soul is very, very much alive. But they change form. They're no longer in a physical way. They're in a spiritual way. Their energy has changed.
Because their energy has changed, they communicate with us in different ways.
Yes.
We're down here in the dense body and they're up there in the etheric body. So let's talk about some of the ways that they can communicate with us through different signs and signals. Because we've done a whole podcast just on this. You have your YouTube channel. Susan Rowlen's got a great, robust YouTube channel. But let's talk about those signs and signals.
Well, it could be a variety of things.
On the way here, I was thinking about my dad. One of his favorite songs came on the radio on 60s Gold. And I was like, okay, I never hear this song. So can they show up in songs?
Absolutely, because they can come through electronics. Radio, TV, lights. Lights are a big thing. Okay? Who gets lights? I know right now. Lights, 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 lights. Okay, that's exactly what they're doing. It's like Morse code. Hey, I'm here. They're not here to scare you. That's the last thing. They're here to let you know that you're not alive. You know, you're alone. And this is a big thing. Smell. Okay, think about it. My father always smoked. And he did quit, but boy. And every time he comes to me, he's smoking. And he always says, I love it, and it can't kill me now.
So he's puffing on a small mall, so you know he's there. Okay.
He does. He loves it. It's just who my dad was. But I smell smoke. My whole room, my office will start smelling. I'm like, okay, who's here? So it's true. This is really, really real. Songs, sometimes even the famous song, Pennies from Heaven.
Okay, so that's funny that you said that.
Pennies from
My
Heaven.
grandmother's favorite song to sing with her sisters, they would sing with Von Monroe's orchestra, it was Pennies from Heaven. And I said, "Oh, you pennies from heaven."
There you go.
That's funny.
Okay.
So you now saying that right now? Because
Yeah.
we've done these interviews a million times and you've never said that. You've never said that song. So are you now, is Virginia now using you as a puppet? We were talking about that
Yes.
earlier.
Okay, this is a great thing. All right. Many times I've done readings and things will go out of my mouth and I'm like, what did I just say? Like I had no control and I didn't. Why? They're in my body and they're making me say something that is against my will. And I'm like, did I just say that?
Like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
This is real. This is how they do it. Just like people that write and they start writing and all of a sudden they've got no control over what they're writing. And then after you're done, you see this and you say, did I write this? That's what's called automatic writing. They are using your body as a tool. So I say be open to it. Let it keep going. If you're open to it, and don't get scared, they're not going to hurt you. They're not. They're going to come through. If you have dogs, cats, pay attention to your pets. They see. So when you see your dog like this or barking at nothing, don't call it a stupid dog. You're the one that's not so smart. They see, okay? They do. They do.
Well, so then what are some of the things, that because of the fact that we make things so important here that are not important over there. So what are some of the things that are not important once the soul crosses over? Like you said, there's no envy, there's no jealousy.
No ego.
There's no ego, period.
You know what? Don't worry about the small things. You know, a lot of people have different interpretations of what an old soul is. It's not a little boy who acts very mature for his age, and I hear women go, he's such a little old soul. No, he isn't. Okay. What makes an old soul, and all due fairness, when I see somebody that is here alive, but they're not worrying about over the small stuff, they're not petty, they're really not jealous, that's what constitutes an old soul, because they weeded out all the things that really doesn't matter before coming into this lifetime. That truly is what constitutes an old soul. When you go, you don't take your clothes, you don't take your money, you don't take about anything. It's the experiences that you leave behind. So this is what I tell people, be mindful. What do you want people to remember you? Do you want people to remember you were always negative, you were always cheap, you were just always in a crummy mood, you were a taker, you know, stealing people's ideas, not giving people credit for what they should be? I want somebody to remember me saying, this lady helped me. That's what I think I'd like to be remembered, okay? But think about that, because it's the experiences that you get to take with you up there. That's what constitutes your soul growth.
And we can delegate our loved ones to give us certain signs, can't we?
We can, but here's the thing, you have to be
limit.
open.
Okay.
Well, here's what I find.
Okay.
Many times people will expect to see a certain sign from their loved one. Don't do that. Because you're micromanaging what spirit should be doing. Be open to whatever the spirit is trying to tell you or show you, or repetitive numbers, whatever it is. Because they have to try to get your attention somehow, some way. So maybe they weren't a numbers person, but maybe you're the numbers person. And they're trying to get you, like, hey, you're seeing 333 for a reason. They're trying to get your attention. So don't think right away, well, my mother would always, she never liked that, so I'm not going to get that. It's maybe a sign for you that you're going to connect to. And that came from your mother, or your father, or your wife, or your husband, or your child. Okay, that's important.
So it's a tragic loss in the community. People met recently with the death of a 22-year-old girl, and I don't think Cheryl is here, but I invited her to come, but it was just tragic. She was making a left turn into a McDonald's to get a Diet Coke, and a drunk driver came across the hill, pinned into her car, and she was gone, the drunk driver was fine. So the grief that this woman is dealing with is just catastrophic, and not only that, her husband died 6 years ago, so it was a double whammy. So now she's lost a child and a spouse, okay? So she's really grappling, she's really doubting, and 3 people told her about me and my books, and so we wound up having, of course, a lot of similar friends in common. So we're talking on the phone, and I'm like, okay, you gotta come meet Susan, you gotta, you know, like I'm trying to help, right?
Right.
Well, I said, you have to delegate a sign, so let's think about this. she said, okay, well, maybe 22, because she was 22. And like the number 22, we thought about that. And she goes, and maybe a shamrock, because like she was so excited about St. Patrick's Day. You know, her dad loved St. Patrick's Day. And I said, okay. She goes, but I don't know. She just kept doubting it. I said, pick a lane and stay with it. And say, Mary Kate, show me 22s. Mary Kate, show me shamrocks. Like, let's just make that our prayer for right now, right? So the next day, I'm driving to the Dietrich Farm, raise your hand, Lynn, amazing farm where we do lesson and lunch and horseback riding, and it's an incredible experience. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Up in Salem, Wisconsin, just 45 minutes away, okay? But you feel like you're a lifetime away, and it's outstanding. I'm on my way, and I'm having some quiet time in the car, getting excited to see the horses and the neighbor and everybody. And I get a text from my friend Joe McQuillan, who was here. Raise your hand if you were here for the Spiritual Social Club with Joseph McQuillan, who's lost his son, Christopher. I searched for Christopher from the other side. He lost his son, Christopher, okay? And so he automatically wrote 2 books. Came through him. He's like, I was a mortgage guy. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, channel 2 books, okay? So now he is a firm believer of Christopher on the other side. He texts me that he went to see John Edward. John Edward was like a meeting, was in town recently. I guess he did a big thing. For $100, 8 people got readings, right? Out of 300 people. So 300 people, but Joe got read. Christopher came through. And so he called me. He was talking about it. And he said, you know what he said to me? He said, what's with the number 22? Your son, like the number 22? So Joe texts me a picture of his son wearing the jersey 22, right after I had just been talking to Cheryl, Mary Kate's mom. So what I'm telling you this convoluted story because Spirit used me.
Yep.
Because I said I'm willing to be open to be the communicator and be to connect these dots. And so I picked up the phone and told Cheryl that Mary Kate came through Joe, through John Edward, while I'm driving to the horse farm. Like it was the weirdest.
Absolutely.
But
That's it.
I knew it was, and then I got full body goosebumps and I was like, good grief. You know, if I hadn't been aware to it, I would have just skipped right past it, and it would have been just another one of, that's a coincidence. But sometimes they aren't that convoluted. Sometimes they're just really plain and blatant, you know? Like somebody's favorite song, boom, it comes on the radio right when you're talking about them.
Right.
Or somebody mentions their name in passing out of nowhere, and you were just thinking about them. That's a wink, that's a nudge. And if you choose to be an open channel, to be a communicator to the other side, your loved ones want you to be happy. They want you to live your life.
It's, you know what, and I'll tell you why. Think about this now. Think about, I want you to stop being you for about 20 seconds and be the loved one that passed. Think about it. Now you're coming back and you're seeing your loved ones not doing well and they are not their best selves. And all they're doing is crying and they're stuck. How is that going to make that soul feel? How would you feel if you saw your children, your spouse, can't get through and can't cope? Their soul is not flourishing. Think about, if you can't do it for you, do it for them. They want to see your best self because this is how they shine. Trust me, they see everything that you're doing. And if you think not, guess again.
Everything.
Well, they won't look at you when you're in the shower, if you're having sex. No, they don't. I don't think they really care to see that, okay? But, no, because they are respectful, okay? But,
Well, they do, but they don't care. Apparently, I interviewed Conchetta Bertolli.
Well, they kinda do, but you-
people watch you shower, and she goes, they see you shower, and they just don't care what you
they don't care, but again, they don't have ego on the other side. They don't look and say, oh my God, what happened to her? They don't care. And I say, hey, listen, if you've got the strength in your eyes to see me naked, God bless you. So, but in all kidding aside, think about if you were the one that had gone, how would you feel to see your loved one behind, in pain, stuck, and not being its best version? Because here's the thing, it was their time. I'm not God, I can't tell you why they left. I cannot. It was a soul contract that they made with God and they agreed to it. I cannot. And any psychic medium that's going to...
Even like an accident.
yeah. The only thing that changes is suicide because you took matters in your own hand. Okay?
Right.
Accidents are real. And that is all in there. The girl that you know, just past at 22, this is all she was supposed to be here for. It's sad to us. We can't phantom that. But in all actuality, it was her time. Okay? But I can't tell you why.
Right.
And really, any psychic medium that says that, it's wrong. Because you're coming in the way with God. Okay? But all I can say is you have to sit there in time, not compete with God. And that's what you're doing. You know, I had somebody whose husband, she wanted a gallon of milk. And he was laying on the couch, sleeping, and she woke him up and she goes, I need a gallon of milk. I can't make the kids' lunches, and I gotta make brownies, and I need the milk, and blah, 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 blah. So she got her husband up. He gets up. He didn't want to go, but he did it for her. Guess what? By a drunk driver, hit on a collision, and died. Now, this woman came to me, and all she thinks about is she did this to him.
And she sent him out to get the milk.
Yeah. And I said, doesn't matter. He still was going to go, even if you didn't send the milk. It could have been in his sleep. It could have been when he was going to work. If it's your time, it will find you. So don't do this to yourself, because when it's your time, you're going to go. That's it. I believe that. Solely, I believe that.
I remember Wayne Dyer had gotten, you know, his cancer healed from, you know, all of these healers,
Yeah.
and then he died in his sleep, a heart attack.
There you go.
And it was like, everybody was like, well, what the heck? So, okay, so that being said, and tragic things happen, and we try to slog through, and I say slog because,
Right.
you know, we're not saying you can't feel your pain. You have to feel it.
You have to go through it.
You have to go through it.
Absolutely.
And if you don't go through it, and you try to hop it. I was sharing with Susan a story. Let me see, I gotta be careful how I say it. Somebody was trying to avoid their pain.
Masking it.
Like avoiding it, a divorce by hopping to start dating somebody really, really fast, because they just didn't want to feel the pain of the marriage ending and the kids not liking them. And so they thought, well, let's just go over here and just get involved with somebody really fast, and then I'll feel better, because they didn't want to feel the pain. And what you said is if you don't face these painful things, it will haunt you.
Yeah, it will.
It will come back, because your karma is that you are supposed to go through. You signed up for these painful lessons. It's sort of like, apparently, all the people I've interviewed who've died and come back, before we come into this body, this physical body, we're picking our courses like a college thesis. You know, we're like going through we have our guides and our angels and our, you know, our team, and we're kind of like, all right, do I really want to have 9 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday? Okay. Like, gosh, and then you get down there and it's like, this is so hard. Why did I choose this curriculum? Because up there you think you can handle it. We choose our curriculum, we come down here, we're in it, we're like, damn, this is hard. But if we don't face it and we run away, it will come to find us in a different costume.
It will.
With a different cast of characters and a different stage, right?
Very much so. I lost a good friend, and I told Jen, and for all of you that know this woman, she was an author, Rowlen. She wrote the book, Know the Person, Know the Name, so by a name she can dissect you by how you spelled your name. This woman was probably one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. And I talked to her about 10 days before she passed, had food poisoning, told her to go to the hospital, she got dehydrated. She goes, oh, sweetie pie, I'm good. I said, okay. Long story short, I was told 10 days later that she passed away by complications of her intestinal tract. And it was on the same day that my father passed, which I was grieving. He passed away March 28th, so that's not a good day for me. So long story short, when I was told this, I cried my eyes out right on the phone to the person who was telling me this. And you're going to say, well, you're a psychic medium. Why are you crying? You already know.
You can talk to her tomorrow. What's the big deal?
Because you're still human. And I still feel, okay? I bleed the same way you do.
Yep.
So I did. I cried and cried and cried. You can ask my husband. I just everything. I was just so despondent. And interesting enough, on the third day, I dreamt of her. She came to me, and I see her floating, and I see her whole body. And she goes, Susan! And I said, yeah. She goes, this is so cool. She goes, I love it. And she goes, stop worrying about me. And that's how she was in life, by the way. And she was I loved her. You'd have a ball with her. And I just said, you really like it. And she goes, everything you told me about your near-death experience, who the hell wants to come back down? And I said, you're good. She goes, stop worrying. I love you. And then she faded out. I said, okay. Woke up. My husband goes, you doing okay? You seem like you're a little better today. I said, she came to me. And you know what? She's okay. And I have to be happy for her. Look, I think about her, I get weepy. I still want my friend here. But you know what? We need to be bigger. This is the experience we need to feel so we know how to handle it. And that's what it is. It's a test for us. Their life in this lifetime is over, but it's up to us now. What are we going to do with it? What is the test for us? We need to be the best people we could be, but also hug your loved ones. This experience, whatever you're going through, is going to change you, but it's up to you if it's going to break you or make you. That's where you have the choice. Remember that. So if you want to wallow in it and nothing is going to go well, that's your choice. That's not because you're your loved one. That's your choice. I've got people that have lost parents and they still, 30 years later, are blaming the death of their mother that they never got a break. Guess what? It's you. All right. So my point is, when I actually saw this, I was never more happy for her. You know, and it's really true. Don't feel sorry for them. You know, my mother had a saying about spirits. She says, when spirits try to show us something, there's a saying, don't cry for us, we cry for you. You've got it backwards. Don't worry about them. They're in the best place of all. Is there an afterlife? Yes. For those of you that don't believe it and are scientific and engineer mind, that's fine. I won't try to convert you. You'll find out on your own. But I can always tell who's the atheist because when they come down, I'll say the first thing. They want me to tell you there's God. Oh my God, my brother was an atheist. I go, there you go. Okay.
Well, you have these readings with people, and some of them usually are dragged against their will.
Oh yeah.
Right? You've got like the woman and then the guy that was dragged against his will.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to generalize, but that's the majority.
Right. True.
And so then what happens? Then you bring forth something that's so evidential that they can't knock it.
No.
Right? And so then they're kind of like, well, then they leave thinking, okay, great, my dad is communicating with me. I still want to call him.
I know.
You know, and it's been 20 years and this still happens.
Pain's not going to go away, but you're learning how to get through it.
Right.
The pain never goes away.
Right.
And I tell everybody, you're never getting over this, but you're going to learn to get through it.
Right. No,
And
I have
that's
some
what that
days where I
is.
don't think about it ever.
That's
I have
right.
some weeks where I don't think about it.
That's right.
But then there are these things that come up, like my kid's turning 16. Like these are milestones. He never got to meet my son, but I know he did before he got here, and blah, blah, blah. I know that all from my mind. I know it. And all of us here know what we know, but we still have real moments, and we still have real feelings, and we still get swelled up, right? And so when those moments happen, and it's just like, I go, oh, thank you for reminding me that I still feel.
We're physical beings. We have a right to feel sad.
Right.
And I tell people there's no timeline. You take the time that you need. But try to remember, this is something I always tell my clients, when I see their loved one in a specific era or what they were wearing, go get that picture, blow it up, and that's what you need to look at because this is them now. That is going to really help you because every time you look at it, you're going to be really happy that this is exactly how they are right now. That, mind-wise, it does help.
Right.
Okay?
I have a relative, she came through, she's like, I'm a size 4. She was like 300 pounds when she died. Now she's a 4.
And she is a 4. It's very true. Or sometimes I'll say, oh, you know, your grandmother's telling me her hair never looked better. And she says, oh my God, she had cancer. And they're crying. And I'm like, oh my God, her hair's perfect. Yeah, so this is real. This is so real. But just really rest assured. Here's another thing. It's never goodbye. I don't believe in goodbyes. I don't say goodbye. I always say see you later. Okay? You are going to meet them, and sometimes you don't have to pass before you see them. If you're lucky enough to stay open, they will come in your dreams. I guarantee that. They will. All right? And yes, they will be waiting for you. So many people are so afraid they're going to hurry up and reincarnate, and they're not going to see them. Guess again. You're in the same soul plane. So everybody that's in your life, good and bad, even the assholes, you're gonna see them, okay? Well, if you learned what you were supposed to learn with them, you broke the cycle, and instead of the horrific mother-in-law that you had in this lifetime, maybe she will be the boss in the next lifetime, but guess what? You can quit your job. It gets a little easier, okay? So there is humor to this because we can make this as hard or as easy as we want. It is our choice in how we're going to see it.
Right.
Okay, that's very true.
Well, tell us, pick a near-death experience, any near-death experience.
Oh, well, I'll probably pick the one when I was 4 months pregnant. That was the first one.
Okay, go.
All right, I had the pregnancy from hell. That's probably why I only have one child. She killed me, okay? And anyway, I was back and forth in the hospital. About 3/4 of the pregnancy I was in the hospital. Everybody at Northwest Arlington Heights Hospital knew me well. And when I was 4 months pregnant, I was dehydrating so bad, my husband rushed me to the hospital. Long story short, I went into cardiac arrest. Now, all I remember is I'm on this gurney, and they're trying, and they're hooking me up to the machine, but here's the thing. I started coming out of my body, and you always go up. There's no sideways here, it goes up. Soul comes out of the body up, and there is a light. Yes, there's a light. You feel nothing when you see this light unless you go under it, and you're right under the light, and you see it. You feel every magical, beautiful power of this light and how it radiates. And you just want it. So it's like a magnet. It's like, ooh, they're trying to entice you. I saw my angels. So.
How many you got?
I got 2.
Okay.
Now.
Boy or girl?
Two females.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now here's a really cool thing. I always thought that there was one angel because all psychic mediums say, oh, you only got one. You don't. It depends on you, okay? So can you have more than one? Yes. So I do never, ever, ever say there's only one. It depends. I can't tell you how many you have. Okay.
And this doesn't count like our loved ones who passed. This is like who we were assigned.
Angels are assigned when you are in your mother's womb to the day that you are right at that light. They're not enticing you to go. This is free will too, by the way. They don't say, come on, come on. They just hope you're going to make the choice going into that light, okay? So, long story short, went through the light, saw my deceased grandfather, my mother's father, which he was very magical because at 6 years old is when I knew the difference between a spirit and a human being. All right?
Because you saw your grandfather.
Well, when my grandfather passed, we weren't allowed to go to the wake or funeral. My mother thought all of us were too young. We were the only grandkids that didn't go. So one day I saw my mother on a cabinet on a chair, and she's looking at something, and I said, Mom, what are you looking at? She goes, they're not for your eyes to see. So I waited. What's a 6-year-old going to do? They're going to wait, and they're going to climb up, and they want to see. So that's what I did. And ironically, in those years, because I'm going to be 60, guys, so in those years, they used to take pictures of the deceased in the casket. And I did see my grandfather in the casket, beautiful blue suit, and he was looking like he was sleeping. It wasn't scary at all. And he had all these beautiful flowers around him, and I thought, how can he be there when he's right here? So he was pivotal to me because he was the one that made me understand what the difference was at age 6. All right, now I'm back there, and I see my grandfather on the other side. I went to hug him. He said, stop. He wouldn't even let me hug him. Go back. Oh, please, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. Please don't make me go back. I don't want to go back in that body. It hurt. I was in a lot of pain.
And you weren't in pain in the light. You were like listening.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Here's what I saw on the other side. There's definitely music on the other side. So for every musician, for every person who loves music, there is music on the other side. You go for it.
Is it like Smashing Pumpkins or what? Is it like depend on who
well, it's not just harps.
Okay, got it.
So there is, yeah. So there is music because music is very, very important to the soul.
Okay.
There is landscapes. There's water. There's nature. There's all of that. There's animals, which I found very interesting because when they say, oh, well, there's a special place for animals. No, they go to the same place that we go to.
Okay.
And it was free. I felt no pain. I felt my best. And you know, people ask, well, what do you do when you're up there? You have fun with your loved ones, but then you work. You say, oh, great. You work on soul growth. You work on things that you didn't do well here.
I remember James Van Prague said you have to go, like, basically take classes on the stuff you didn't master. Like,
exactly.
I gotta go
You do.
study, I gotta go to school.
Well, here's what's great about it. It's free will, and you're there with the angels and the guides and the incorporeal beings. And they're there helping you in such a, it's not like the teacher with the ruler, okay?
Right. It's a nurturing school environment.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It really, and you're doing it at your pace, okay?
Like Montessori.
But,
Okay, right.
well,
Yoga.
stay tuned.
Okay, yeah.
Well, anyway, and he did tell me it was not my time, and I had to go back. And the way I went back into that body was like a plunger. That's the only way I can explain it. It was like I was getting the life sucked out of me, and I was being put into that body. And all of a sudden, I hear them going, "We got her back." And here's me, shit. I gotta tell you. Now, interesting enough, there was no damage to my daughter, thank God. But the thing that I have to say later that evening, the nurse was checking all my vitals, and I was hooked up to all these tubes, and I grabbed her arm, and I said, "I saw it." And she looked at me, and she says, "What did you see?" I said, "I went to the other side. The angels are real. Everything is real. All nice things are real." And I said, "You think I'm crazy?" And she goes, "No. I've been doing intensive care for 7 years. Your story is one of many, and you're all the same."
If I had $1 for every nurse and doctor who's told me that people who have died and come back and said they've been in the light.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Here's something that I found very interesting on my second near-death experience. I'm not going to go into it, but I will tell you about one thing. The power of prayer is what I learned in the second near-death experience. So, you know when they say, little Tommy's having surgery, can you say a prayer for him? Power of prayer. Now here's what I saw the second time. I heard trillions of voices all at once, and I heard all the prayers from all sorts of people that were praying. And I'm like so overwhelmed, and I'm hearing all these people's prayers, and all of a sudden the angel said to me, "Prayer works, but when you do at least 2 people or more at the same time talking about the same subject is when the prayers will really work."
It's like it's more magnified.
Prayer
Power in
chains.
numbers.
Yeah, I've learned. So that's a big thing. So anybody who can do prayer chains, and you don't have to go to church to do them. If you do, that's great, but you can do them at home, and you could do them in person. You could do it through Zoom. You could do it anywhere. But if you're praying for the same subject, for the same person at the same time, it takes off, and it's magic to the person you're praying for. Please remember that. I learned. But hearing those voices, please pray for, please do, please. I mean, I'm here, I'm like this. Oh my God.
Well, there's a woman named PMH Atwater. She did dozens and dozens of interviews with children who had near-death experiences, and so these children couldn't compare notes. I always say when it happens to a little kid,
it's real.
They can't go up on YouTube and check it out. They're real. And she said that they saw that a heartfelt prayer looked like a rainbow going from the heart of the person praying to the recipient.
Yeah.
Just a straight rainbow. Just so I always tell people that, like a heartfelt prayer, not a what do you got for me, but what can you give for another, right? Think of that rainbow going from your heart to another heart. That's a pretty powerful picture. But I want to go back to the point of more than one person praying, because I swear I had 10 girlfriends when I was in high school. We all prayed that Doug Hahn would take me to prom. It didn't happen. So I just think sometimes things aren't meant to be ours. I mean, there is a point where it's like you pray for things. Some people pray, "Oh no, please let me get this job. Please, like take that out of it."
I don't pray for material stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So it's really about, for the highest good of all, please heal this person. Or
Yes.
For the highest good of all, please help the flow of blah blah blah.
Very
it's
true.
really like not like, "Oh my gosh, it's Johnny and I have me on." It's like seriously.
Well, it's just like when some people come in my office, they'll say, "Am I going to find love?"
Yeah.
What color eyes is he gonna have? Is this the best question you could think of?
And you get that all day long.
I do.
So by the way, when we get to our personal questions, do not ask that.
Please don't ask,
Yeah.
don't ask what color eyes they're gonna have. Oh my God.
That being said, we are going to get some questions here. So if you did not put your name in this bag, please come up here and write down your first name, last initial if you'd like to ask a personal question.
That's fine.
Hold on. I'm going to make my way around. Who did not put their name in the bag? Did everybody who wants to ask a question of Susan put their name in the bag? I suddenly got cold. It was hot, but it was cold.
Wait, you're in the, wait, where's the, this is wrong. Yeah.
What do you mean? Maybe that was a style choice. I got hot, but I got cold. Being 50 plus is so fun. Okay, who did not put their name in? Guys, come on. You don't have to wait, just right now you can wait. You don't have to put your name in. Okay. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Please establish the guidelines for questions. The guidelines for the questions are not what's my soul's life path, because that can be answered.
Well, it takes too long, honestly, and I'm not trying to solicit because I never solicit business. You want to come, come. You don't want to come, I'm never going to solicit business to anybody. But I am going to tell you, you have to be very precise in what you're asking because we don't have a whole lot of time.
Right. And it could be just, is my dad here? Does he have a message for me?
Right.
You know, if you have a loved one on the other side
Yeah.
you'd like to hear from, boom. She's a medium, folks. Take advantage of it. Can't guarantee that you're going to get a message from that person, but the channel is open. And so explain to the room what you do to open up, because everyone's got a different method of getting messages. So what is it that you, Susan, do?
I am open to whatever I'm supposed to hear. What do I need to know? That's it. And it could even be something, and yes, it's mediumship, but it's not all mediumship. It can be a question about your present. So that's something too.
Psychic stuff.
Yeah,
Should I
because-
move to Arizona. Oh, and by the way, angels are real, because she, not me, I mean, that's what you did. You moved to Arizona because angels got your path. And
Oh, best story in the world, but yes. Angels definitely directed me as soon as we got off the plane. And the funny part was, my husband always wanted to go to Arizona, and here's me, no. I was a Chicago girl.
Guess who lives in Arizona?
Guess who lives in Arizona? I guess they thought different.
So when things come to you, I always say when things come to me in threes, it's like an anvil over the head. The first time is a nudge, the second time is a shove, and the third time is an anvil over the head. That's a designation that I've made with my team on the other side. If it's in threes, then I know I gotta listen up. Okay?
Yeah.
You have the same ability. Talk to your team on the other side and be like, show me a sign, give it to me in threes, because I need it in threes. Because apparently I don't believe it the first time. I'm like Debbie Doubter, you know, I'm a journalist by trade, I need evidence, and to me 3 times is significant. But for you, it could be just 1 time, right? I also say a yes is full body goosebumps. That's me, a yes. A no is a hard stop, so if I'm not supposed to do business with somebody, the Zoom will just break down, or the phone will go dead. I mean, they're funny like that. They're like, no, you know?
The more you listen to the messages that you get, the more intuitive you become. You're strengthening your skills. So please don't shut them down. Because when you're shutting them down, you're shutting the door. And they're just trying to get you to see that there is something more out there than just this lifetime. And that's what they're trying, and they're hoping. You know, I saw this on Facebook years ago about our angels trying to give us the best messages that we need to know, and how old somebody's angels were because of somebody who didn't listen. And you saw this decrepit old angel because this poor angel that was trying to sit there and tell the person it was assigned to, and this person wouldn't listen. So this the angel was aging.
Well, you see them, they're real. They're not aging.
Yeah, right?
Okay, we got.
Marcia H. Oh, sorry. Marcia, are you Marcia? Hi, Marcia.
What's your question? Sorry, I'm
Sure, you've never heard that.
right. Okay, Marcia.
So I just wanted to know if there's anyone who crossed over who tries to contact me.
Is there anyone you want to ask in particular? It'd be better if you picked a lane.
You've got I have a male who is very happy. He's a very jolly soul, and he's telling me Don't worry about it, kid. It's all good. He was a little middle-aged man, I want to say. He had a little bit of a gut, but I loved him. He's a good guy, and he's good, but he's casual dressed, okay? You often think about him, and I know you miss him because you miss how he was. He was always making the best of everything. You want to know what you need to learn? Make the best, okay? Because that's very important, because you're taking in too much and you're on overload. And he's saying, limits and balance, kid. Thank you, okay?
Is that your husband? Is that your husband or is that your brother? Oh.
But you need
You're
to,
nodding in agreement, so just, is that relevant?
that's him. Oh, but that's nice. That's a beautiful message to receive. Sometimes we all need that reminder, but you're a doer, you're a giver, and that's good, but you give to people that give back. You don't give to takers that run. And no matter how much you feel for other people, there's only so much you can do because, again, it's in God's hands. Okay. And he's eating very well, by the way.
Oh, by the way, you can eat all you want.
Oh, God, you could eat everything and be a size 4. You can have a belly, you don't care.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Stephanie,
Is there a last name? No?
C. Stephanie C.
Stephanie C. Where are you? Hi, Stephanie. What's your question?
So I would like to know what's my message for my special loved one that's.
Can you say who it is? Give a first name.
We have lots of them, so which one do you want?
So, should I tell you who the name?
Yes.
Carmen.
Carmen's going to send you lots of coins. Be careful what you invest in and what you're spending. Okay, I'm just telling you that. You've got some really good taste, but just kind of watch what you're doing. Carmen's watching you all the way around, even financially. I like that. Okay, but Carmen's got best interest for you, I do want to say. Who had the quicker passing? I keep getting a passing that went quick. Was a faster passing, yeah.
A friend.
Okay, they just want to let you know they're okay. They don't feel gypped. That's the message I'm getting. You feel like they got gypped, correct? Don't cry, it's okay. All right, that's the message from the friend that's coming through, even more so than Carmen. All right? They didn't get gypped. They feel okay. They just want you to know, don't feel that, because they don't want you feeling that. All right. Okay, good. Let me see here.
No, this is one of the folded ones. I said folded if you want to fold it, crinkle it if you want to crinkle it.
Shelley T.
Shelly T in the house. Where are you, Shelly T?
Hey, Shelley with the mask. I like your mask. Okay.
What's your question?
I guess we'll just take, if my brother has any questions.
Brother.
His stuff. Whoever got his stuff, make sure it went to the right people. I'm serious. I don't think he's happy with either it didn't go to the right people or you did nothing with it.
Well, he has almost nothing in a storage right now.
It's in storage? There you go. All right, listen, I'm being really honest. He doesn't like it there. But he also wants it to go to the right people. He's got stuff. He's talking about his stuff. You need to do that.
There's almost something there.
There's still stuff. There's stuff that you haven't attended to. Maybe not you or somebody else that's closer. They're kind of dragging, maybe paperwork, there's stuff that they need to attend to. And he is like, would you get on it, please?
Does that make any sense, Shelley?
A little, but he was homeless with pretty much nothing.
He was homeless with pretty much nothing.
He has stuff, okay? There might be things legally you have to clear up. There's paperwork. There's something that you have to do. There is something that you have to clear up. That's what he keeps telling me. Look into it.
Is there anyone that you could contact that would maybe know? Shelley? So it's the children. There's children.
He's what?
Because his other son killed himself after this.
What? I'm sorry, but there's still stuff. There's unfinished work with him. I'm sorry to say that. If you can do that, you would make him happy. There's stuff that's unfinished.
Julie K. Julie K. Hi.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, does my mother Jewel have a message for me?
Does your mother Jewel? Does she have grandchildren?
Yes.
She's very interested in one. Does she have a grandson?
Yes.
She's all over him.
Okay.
Loves this little boy.
Okay.
Very happy about him. He's a pistol.
Okay.
All right? Just know she's around the grandchildren, but she's especially around that one.
Okay.
Okay? And don't worry. This is interesting. I don't know why, but I keep getting like a pillow or a needlepoint pillow, or there's some kind of pillow that I keep getting. What is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I made something for her that was
Okay. She liked what you did. So you did make it with needlepoint.
I did, it was pretty.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, she knows. She knows. I love that. Okay. All right. No problem. Amy S. Is it?
Amy S.
I have no glasses. I'm so sorry.
Your
Hi.
heart shaped sweater.
Does she have a heart? Aww.
What's your question?
I have a question I asked my spirit guides or my angels. So, is it a wolf or an owl?
Is it a wolf or an owl?
It's an owl.
Spirit animals. Well.
You can have more than one, but the dominant one is your owl. And trust me, it watches over you in more ways than one. Pay attention to that. It's like a mother watching over her children. And that's interesting to me, but that's what you're getting. It's an owl. How nice is that? Another little tidbit, if you want to know who your angels are, would you like to know? Okay. Thank them and tell them how happy and grateful you are for their strength, their protection, and love they surround you with. And right before you get into the shower or the bath, go in there, pray, and tell them, I would like to know your name or your names. Get rid of all the chit-chat in your mind, and the first name that comes through, and if you get another one, not only will you know their names, but you can address them and talk to them by their names for the rest of your life. Don't try to micromanage. Get
First thought that comes in, don't, the bird that flies in front of the windshield, just, even if it's like a ghost,
It's
whatever it is.
really true. Okay.
I just flip her around. Alan S.
Hey, Miss Ellen.
Okay, my mother-in-law passed last August, and I would love to know if she has any messages, especially for her son.
Does her son struggle with making right decisions? Thank you. That's what she worries about. She keeps telling me, I don't think he's ever going to get it, but I'm hoping he'll get it. She wants to say thank you, and I'm sorry. You have been the pillar of strength in every way. And she really, she's always admired you, but nothing like now. You're the silent hero in that relationship. May God bless your soul, and she's blessing you. Oh, sweetie. There you go. Wow. He's sticking
They're all
in-
sticking together now. It's like go ahead.
Nothing. That was good, huh?
Marianne Wilson.
Hi.
Hi, Marianne.
I was wondering if my father was able to pass to the other side.
Is your father what? Make it to the light? Okay. Well, that's an automatic, right? Usually or no?
No, you have choice.
Oh, okay.
That's a great question for people. You have the light for 72 hours, folks. From your cremation memorial to your funeral.
You mentioned suicide. It wasn't suicide.
Yeah, your father had a lot of struggles, but trust me, that light got rid of all the pain. Now, when you commit suicide, yes, you go to the other side. No, you're not burning in hell. There is no hell. Sorry, I don't believe in that. You're welcome. Keep going. There is no hell, okay? But you get to see everybody, but you don't stay with everybody. Now, you're not in prison, but everybody else who hasn't committed suicide are here, and the people that commit suicide are here. Remember what we said about class and working? But what's really wonderful about anybody who's committed suicide is God rescued them. I know many suicides that attempted and it didn't take. And then the ones that did take, I feel that God rescued them. So you pray for their souls, and you pray to God for their soul to be blessed. And that's the best present you can give them.
So did your dad make it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yes. Yes.
Sorry,
He didn't want to be here with all the struggle.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
You know what? I'm so sorry.
It's a sticky
I'm
mess.
sorry.
Here we go.
Cassie D. Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Cassie.
Is there anything that my stepson Elias would like to tell me?
Elias, your stepson.
He's passed. I keep getting that he's sorry. Okay? There were things that he didn't get to tell you. And he keeps telling me he's sorry. You were right on a lot of things. And that must have been a hard one for him. Correct? Okay. He's saying that he's sorry because you were right. Interesting. But yes, you were in his corner in a big way. He knew it, and then he didn't know it. And he's saying, I love you. He's going to send you signs with shaped hearts. Anything shaped in a heart is from this sweet boy. He's sorry he was a pain, and he's saying he'll get it right the next time, and don't worry. He'll be there when it's your turn, but you're not going anywhere for a very, very long time. So know it. It's nice. Wow, that's nice.
God.
I'm sorry, Jen.
Don't apologize. The stickies next time.
I even like the table she
Deb
put.
B. Table 8. I said, were you teachers?
Hey, Miss Deb, how are you? I'm good. So nice to see you and your daughter.
And you've brought me such insight. My husband's name is Bob. Next month we're going to have 50th wedding.
Oh. Bob, husband's name is Bob. Next month would have been their 50th wedding anniversary. Okay.
Do you have a message for me?
He's proud that you're trying, but you don't have to try so hard. Okay? It doesn't matter what other people are telling you. If it's not in you to find somebody else or get in the dating world, you don't have to. He knows he was the original. Wink, wink. I love that. Okay. This is weird, but I keep seeing bells. Okay, little bells, like church bells, anything with a bell. So when you hear anything of a bell, that's also a little clue that he's there. Okay, do you go to church? Okay, well, no, that's okay. I don't either. I don't need to. Okay. No, it's okay. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. But there's something with bells. That's going to be your next sign from him. Let me know.
I have one other question. I dream about him a lot.
Yeah,
And we're usually driving in the car, but he never talks.
he doesn't have to. He's the passenger. He's with you because he's protecting you in the car. And you could talk to him when you're in the car. It's why he's showing up. Listen,
When you're driving, talk to Bob.
here's something I need to say. Well, she's right, but when you think of them is when they appear. It's like that in, oh, doorbell, bell. Oh, shit, I got it now. Okay, that's it. There you go.
Wait, say that again, what? Your doorbell, you have a ring doorbell, you just got a ring doorbell?
Bell.
Okay.
Got it? He rings it. Oh my God. I just put it two and two together. Okay. Because he's telling me bells, bells. I'm like, what does that mean? Okay. That's your doorbell. And when it signals and it's going off and nobody's ringing it, guess again, it's him.
He's watching you.
Bells. There we go. Aw, that is so nice.
Lindy, stand up, Lindy.
Hi, how are you?
Is my message from my grandmother or my father?
All right, somebody's talking about the ring. Do you have a ring?
Yeah.
Okay, who's got the ring? Are you wearing the ring?
No, it's from my grandma. It's an opal ring from her father.
Oh, got it. It's for you. Wear it. Stop sticking it in the drawer. It's for you to wear. When you wear it, you'll feel her. Her energy's on that ring. She really loved the ring. There's your message right there about the ring. That's nice, but it was intended for you. She loved you. And that's why the ring went to you. It could have gone to other people that didn't deserve it, she's saying. So there you go. Oh, that's nice. What a sweet thing. That's nice. All right.
That's my birthstone.
Opal's a nice birthstone.
Bob.
Bob B. Bob, Olga, you're on the same post-it right
Well,
here.
hi.
Hey Bob, what's your question?
I'm just curious what the message is from my father, Wayne.
Wayne, Father Wayne.
He keeps saying he got it right. He had his struggles and he overthought things, but he's saying he got the direction right. He made it and there's no turning back. This is nice. I like him. This is a man that overthought things, and he would go to directions and places in his mind that he shouldn't have gone. He doesn't struggle anymore with his mind. Know it. He also wants to say thank you because he wasn't always the person he should have been to you. So he's telling you today, not only does he love you, but he's proud of you. Every time he looks at you, you're a constant reminder of what he wasn't, and he's glad it was you. And he's glad you weren't like him 100%, especially with the mind. Oh, you're very welcome. That's nice. I like that.
Ron DeFranco.
Hi.
Question, Ron.
I have a question. My father passed away last June 8th, and he and I were semi-close. I was just wondering if he has anything to say. Him and my father, they're both named Thomas.
Oh, nice name. It's my husband's name. I like that name. They're loud. Anybody ever play cards?
No.
There's somebody playing cards up there. Anybody like numbers, cards, gambling?
My brother did.
Okay, cha-ching. Anytime you see things like that, 777s, your brother's having a good old time.
I bet he is.
He was greeted, they greeted each other, and it was nice. There's somebody's mother up there too. I don't know. Your mother. Got it.
Yeah, all three of them. My mother passed away in 2002, my father in 2014, and my brother that year.
They came and got him. Know it. Feel great about that. That is, God, that's such a great feeling to know that.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
don't know that he's happy. He's happy with it.
They all went through the light. Okay, I'm telling you, they all went through the light.
Got any messages or anything?
They're taking care of each other. You know, it's interesting. I don't see you being the difficult one. Why is that? I don't know why, but you seem to just, you're more intuitive and you listen to yourself. Is this true?
Very good.
Your brother didn't.
No, not at all.
Horrible rebel.
I tried to teach him. I tried to.
I know.
But he just.
I know, but you know what? You are so protected on the other side. Just don't overplay your hand, because that's how your brother's showing it to me in a gambling way.
Yeah.
Don't overplay your hand.
Okay.
Great message. Love that.
Nice.
Nice, huh? That's really nice. I don't care.
Kara M. Hi. Oh. The price.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna wait out a word that my dad, who is my best friend, it'll be 4 years this month. I have gotten no sign
However, I guess I want to, is he at least around my girls? I have 2 girls. Is he around my girls?
Can I have your girls' birthdays, please? And there's a reason I'm asking. I don't need the year.
July 24th and August 4th.
August 4th. He's around her a lot.
They're alike.
Yeah, they're alike. She's a nervous Nelly. And she's always got to be perfect in everything she does. And he's around her to calm her down because he knows what that feels like. All right? This is a great kid, but you got to teach her some life skill of how to calm her anxiety because your father had it too. He worried about a lot of things. On the outside, he looked very calm, cool, but don't be fooled. On the inside, his mind never stopped. So he's around that daughter a lot. Interesting. Now, the reason you can't feel him is because you keep looking. Stop looking. Let spirit find you. I kind of know where your daughter takes after. Okay, let the spirit find you. Don't look for it. I don't look for any spirit. Am I looking for any spirits today? No. They're going to come because I let them come. Whatever they want to say, they say. I don't look for it. I don't think in my mind, okay, well, how's this going to be? What am I going to say? I don't do any of it. Let them find you. All right. You're going to have a dream of him.
There's a wide open field without a shadow of a doubt, so you know what's happening. Amber F. Amber F.
Hi.
I guess I'm wondering if my mom has anything. I'm crying before you even say.
Oh, sweetie. Oh. Well, not only is she loves flowers. There's something with flowers. Is there some celebration coming up or somebody's birthday coming up?
My birthday.
Happy birthday, love. So your mother's all around you with flowers. Okay. Now, who is the spirit that had problems with their legs? Walking? Don't fixate on your mother now because there's somebody else with your mother that had circulation type problems, heart problems. I keep getting that this spirit is with your mother as well. You don't know? All right. All right. A lot of times when I have that, people don't know and they dig, and then I get an email, oh my God, it was da-da-da, I didn't know that. All right, there is somebody with your mother that really had a hard time physically in this world, and it's an older person, older spirit. But your mother is okay. She was greeted with her mother. When she saw her mother, it made all the difference in the world. But she keeps telling me she's around you. Think about the flower, like she's sending you the flower for your birthday. Okay? You keep thinking over and over again, I wish I can talk to her, I miss my mom. And she hears you more when you're alone, when you're in the car, when you're in the shower. She hears your thoughts and you bring her. So you can talk to her out loud within yourself. Here's the magic. When you're talking, let them come in and let them answer. Don't do all the talking.
I did do that.
And does she do that?
No, I talked in the bathtub all the time.
Oh, okay. Okay, but then, okay, you just ramble. Okay, give her a chance to come through. Okay. When it's like you and I, we're talking, you're letting me talk, I'm letting you talk. I need you to do the same with your mom. Because your mother is saying, I'm really trying, but she has so much to say and she's not letting me come through. Okay? Oh, okay, you're welcome. That's it. God, we got a lot of them.
Glasses. Oh.
Tess S.
Who's Tess?
Tess, what's your question then?
Oh.
Do I have any messages?
Message from the Lord.
Oh, okay. Your mother is very proud of you, and your mother wants you to know, is this your father? Okay. She wants to say thank you because there's nothing you didn't do for her to make her comfortable. Your mother had a very, very hard passing. She had cancer, didn't she? Okay. When we were talking earlier about how good that they are, she really wants you both to know that she's okay, but she doesn't want you to struggle thinking that she's not. Get rid of the thought that you have of her with all the pain that she went through It's over. It was just a way for me to pass. She said, it's over. I'm not like that. She wants you to know that she hears all of your thoughts every day. Now to your father. Skeptical, yes. And she says, get a move on. Stop finding things the hard way, and all you have to do is stop fighting it, and everything's going to come through. You're having a hard time. You're adjusting to this, and I think you're angry within it because of what happened. Why her? Like I said, I don't know. But she's saying, give it a chance, because you're going to see me. I can't come through to you. But for you, Tess, she's coming through to you, loud and clear. Have you dreamt of your mother? That was real. And she's trying to let you know that, look, I'm okay. Your dad, what's your first name? Mike? Michael, stop learning the hard way. You have a little version of your wife sitting next to you. And that's not the way we intended to raise our daughter. And that's what she's saying. Shoot for the stars. I left her in good hands. Remember what we agreed upon. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you. Marianne S. With a smiley face. Marianne S. with a smiley face. Hi, Marianne.
Who's Marianne? Hi, Marianne. I'm really knowing your table well. Okay.
Okay, so my question is, either is there somebody from the past, which I'm very at peace with the people that I've loved and lost. I mean, I'm really like,
You're good.
they may have a question or a message to me, or, because you also could do the future, do you see changes or anything about me that?
Pick a lane, sweetie.
All right. You know what? Give me your birthday.
223.
Okay. You go back and forth. There's a lot of things you could be doing for you. And you don't, because you have fear. You're thinking a positive, but then you're bringing two negatives. You're very intuitive.
I'm a Pisces.
Are you? When is your birthday?
223.
2/23. Okay. You're very, and I thought you said June 23, but something's telling me you're intuitive. Okay. You need to listen. Listen to yourself and not have fear. You seem to think that when you do something nice for you, you're being selfish. Did somebody get a tattoo? I don't know. Did you get a tattoo for somebody? What do you mean maybe?
I didn't get one for anybody.
Okay, but you got a tattoo.
Oh my gosh.
Did you get a tattoo? Yes or no? Oh, okay. Well, now you know the answer. Well, I can't help it. Oh, don't worry about that. Okay, so I know about that. That's what the Spirit's trying to say. Okay, so I kind of spilled the beans, but don't worry. I don't think he'll know. All right, so just do what I told you to do. Would you please? All right. Oh my God, you're a riot. You could be funny. you could have fun with her. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Nicole B. Hi, Nicole B.
Is my grandmother following me around? Well, somebody's following me around.
Well, let me just say something that most people and most psychic mediums don't know. All right. And I said this to you, Jen, so Jen does know this. Once a year, there is more of a fertile time for the spirits to be more active. And it's always the time of Lent. Remember I told you about this a long time ago? It doesn't go with the Gregorian calendar, it's the Julian calendar, which is the Orthodox calendar. So,
When is it?
now.
Oh.
That's why right now everything's, spirit is a lot more higher, okay? So you'll see a loved one more, you'll dream of them, you feel things, or you see something in the corner of your eye. 40 days and 40 nights, the souls are free to roam. So spirit is most active in Lent season, not Halloween. Everybody goes, it's Halloween. No, it's not. Okay, it's Lent. And all kidding it's aside. Your grandmother is like trying to pick up after you. Anything that isn't in order, she seems to be coming and hovering around you. And that's what I'm getting, because your grandmother liked order. She's taking care of you. She's fussing over you because you're not taking care of yourself in the way that she would like to see. Okay? So you're not crazy. Okay? But it's a good thing. So be mindful of what you're doing when she's here for the next few more days, or actually it's 2 more weeks. Okay?
I would love to hear if you have a message from my mother-in-law and specifically about my 3 kids.
Mother-in-law and 3 kids.
Yeah, a message from my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Specifically around my 3 kids.
Oh, you have 3 children. Do you have a son? Yeah. Is he the middle boy? Okay. Very proud of him. Very, very proud of him. I don't know why she hovers. Does he have somebody's name or a middle name?
My husband's.
That's why. I mean, you know what? They love their sons, okay? So I have to tell you, but no, she wants you to tell your husband that she's okay. Really, because it seems like he's had a harder time getting through this. Is this correct? I know. She's okay, but the biggest thing she wants is to keep the family together. Your mother-in-law was all about everybody together, siblings, because everybody seems to be going this way and that way. She doesn't like it. So if you want to know, pick and choose what somebody says, what you're going to let affect. I've learned that. I think that's the good thing about getting older. I let so much roll. I don't take things personal. That's what she's trying to say. Don't sweat the small stuff, but big on family and intertwining. Okay? So yes. Okay.
No pressure, one more.
One more? One more? Okay.
Lissy.
Hi.
Hi, Lissy.
I have been out of work due to COVID issues.
Okay.
Not help, but the company, my job. And I just would like to ask the universe, any angel, archangel, spirit guide, guardian angel, they keep telling me have temperance, which is patience. And I just want to know if it's around the corner.
Pray to your runners. Jen can explain this.
Runner angels apparently are taskmasters, and you pray to them, say, hey, runner angels, I need a job, ASAP, give me some sort of sign, signal, communication, email, something will pop up on LinkedIn out of nowhere on your phone, but they're basically, you know, like if you have a plumber issue, a plumber runner. Like they're very specific angels. Susan's big on it. I didn't used to believe in it, and then literally it was like there was a earring stuck in my sink and I couldn't get it out, and I was like, I need a magic MacGyver runner, please, that can help me. And sure enough, I got this little thing, a little wire, and it was like ding, 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 ding. It pops right out. So use your runner angels. Very specific categories.
They're called runners. They run to get. Most people haven't, but they're wonderful, they're real, but ask them to put you in the right direction for the right job. Those of you wanting love, pray for healthy love in all that surrounds you, both personally and professionally. I always say you never pray for love, you pray for healthy love. Otherwise, you're going to get every Joe Schmo that's a defect. We don't want them.
No more contingency sales, you say. No more contingency sales.
No more
We need a
contingency.
cash offer, please.
We want to see financials, okay? I don't need all of these things.
Oh my God. So Lizzie, keep us posted on that one, okay?
You'll find one within 3 months, by the way.
Hey,
You will.
Get the runners on the job. They'll make it happen in 3 months.
Within 3 months.
So for all of you who didn't get to ask questions today, Susan's very accessible, ZuZuRowlen.com. She's also a frequent contributor on my Spiritual Social Clubs, which is a Zoom experience, 15 to 20 people. Everybody has a question. Sometimes we teach classes. She teaches about the angels, the archangels, manifesting. She's got one coming up about your gifted kids on May 20th.
Yeah.
So just stick, my website is jennweigel.com. She's susanrowlen.com. I'm here every month at Madame ZuZu, so we're grateful for that. And also, too, I mentioned the Dietrich Farm earlier with the horses. If you're local and you want to come up and get back on the horse, Lynn, raise your hand, come talk to Lynn, because we have, like, as a spiritual retreat center and horseback, whether you're really experienced or you've never been on a freaking horse, the horse knows your BS, okay? You cannot trick a horse. So the energetic exchange that happens has been mind-boggling and life-changing. So we're doing a great escape coming up. South Dakota, getting on a horse for 10 days.
There is something very freeing being on a horse. It does hurt your inner thighs if you're not used to it, but I will tell you, but I have to tell you, when I went horseback riding when I was a kid on one of my grandparents' farms, yeah, my inner thighs hurt, but boy, you get past that, I have to tell you, it is the most freeing thing you can experience, you could go through, because they are very spiritual animals. All animals are, but there's something very magical about horses. And I agree with Jen. I also wanted to say, if you don't mind, because I do, Jen does a lot, as she said, with the social clubs on Zoom. She has so many wonderful people that are on these things. Please look at her calendar on her website, because there is somebody for everybody that can help you with your path. And I can't say thank you enough for everything that this woman has enlightened and brings to everybody. And no, I don't have to say it, but I'm gonna say it because it's true. Jenniffer has opened the pathways to everybody. Everybody to be accountable and giving you a chance to be better. This is why we're here. The day that you don't want to learn anything is the day it's over. So I thank this woman night and day for who she is, what she brings to the table. Please take advantage of it. These social clubs are wonderful, they're intimate, and she records them. Everybody gets a copy of the social club event, and you learn. So please take advantage of it. I'm not kidding.
And take advantage of Susan.
Well,
and her website too, because her YouTube channel teaches all the stuff that she talked about tonight. There's a video for each subject, and it's easy. And plus, she has, could you imagine 10, 30 minutes with just you guys one-on-one? You saw how accurately the stuff comes through. So if you have unanswered questions, get on her calendar. Make it happen, because it's an unbelievable experience, I can tell you.
Wow.
I do a lot of interviews, and I interview a lot of people, and she's the real deal.
Oh,
I don't recommend anybody that I don't use myself, and Susan's one of them. So,
well,
thank you.
thank you,
Susan.
Thank you, Madam Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
To all of you, thank you.
You're amazing. And we'll see you next month. Stay spiritual, Dana.